the divine constitution of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam. Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the divine constitution and bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto its Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Islam. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Islam. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam. Noble Drew Ali, founder, Moorish American Prayer, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. The Moorish Science Temple of America Home office of Noble Drew Ali. Home office, 332 South Michigan Ave, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Islam?
Islam.
And now a reading of the additional laws for Moorish Americans. Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America. Additional laws for Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh is the governing head of our temple. All business of said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali before being acted upon by any member, let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the member to sacrifice finance, that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under a heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their adept meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined $13 on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $26, which will go on your emergency fund. If a member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is the lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and if I have, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slave by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love, and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father God, Allah. Islam?
Islam.
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 I just want to say thank you all for coming. And this is from me.
Islam.
And I had a beautiful time celebrating and commemorating in honor of the prophet with each and every one of you, and for all of the Moors who came and had to leave early,
Islam.
and for all of the Muslims all around the world that couldn't attend today,
Islam.
but were able to attend via virtually and in spirit. Islam.
Islam.
And I now yield the floor to the National Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Science Temple of America,
Islam.
your Grand Sheikh and my Grand Sheikh,
Islam.
Taharka Abuke Bey. Islam. Islam.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam.
Grand Sheikh.
It's an honor, Sheikh. Islam. Islam.
More my honor.
Let's give my brother. Let's give my brother for the recitation of the laws. Brother recite them laws real strong. He recite them laws real strong. He let you know he means it.
That's right.
Praise the Lord. So with that being said, let me see if anybody remember Akhenaten. What's our chapter for this cycle that we just passed through?
Well, this one's going to be 31.
What we just passed through?
Oh, 32.
What is it?
Charity.
So we went out of charity, and we have given ourselves some charity on this journey.
That's right.
And now
Come on.
the chapter for the cycle that's here
That's right.
is justice.
Yes, sir.
It's time for us to be just to ourselves.
That's right.
Give ourselves a right measure.
Yes, sir.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, I'm going to have a reading out the holy instructions from the prophet Justice.
Islam.
Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches us the peace of society dependeth upon justice.
That's right.
The peace of society dependeth upon justice. The happiness of individuals and the safe enjoyment of their possessions. Keep the desires of thy heart, therefore, within the bounds of moderation. Let the hand of justice lead them aright. Cast not an evil eye on the goods of thy neighbor. Let whatever is his property be sacred from thy touch. Let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee to lift up thy hand to hazard his life.
Islam.
I'm going to read that last one again because many people don't understand this. You know, a lot of things start in the thought.
That's right.
In fact, Akhenaten, as they say, astaghfirullah.
That's right.
All things start in the thought.
That's right. All things.
Because Akhenaten going to get me later on it, so I might as well get myself. So with that being said, it says, let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee.
Come on.
To lift up thy hand to hazard the hazard of his life, nor any provocation excite thee to lift up thy hand to the hazard of his life. Now you know I get a bunch of provocations.
Yes, sir.
I got to demonstrate this 24/7.
That's right.
Because in my mind, y'all been here hearing my mother call me Tito. She know Tito. Tito thinks sideways. You understand what I'm saying? And so these lessons keep me in check from when I feel as though I have to respond in a way where nobody's wins. And that is reading of a chapter from the Holy Quran, the Moorish Science Temple of America, for this cycle. With that being said, we're going to have some announcements real quick. The first thing that I wanted to announce is our newest sheiks.
Islam.
Being an adept in the Moorish Science Temple of America, and I meant to say our newest adapts. Being an adept in the Moorish Science Temple of America is a serious responsibility.
That's right.
It's a responsibility that you should take seriously, even unto death.
Islam.
To be a real adept in the Moorish Science Temple of America, one should strive to move in a direction where every part of their being is looking towards hope eternal to develop the God self.
Islam. That's right. That's right.
To develop the God self means that we want to demonstrate the Jesus degree.
Islam. Come on.
We want to demonstrate the deific life degree.
Islam.
We want to demonstrate the degree where we are not bound
Come on.
by these carnal cords
That's right.
that has done us no good.
Islam.
We want to have our feet on the ground,
That's right.
but our head in the clouds.
Islam.
We don't want to act like we too spiritual,
Right.
and we don't understand those
That's
who
right.
may not took that journey
That's
to
right.
wake up yet.
That's right. That's right.
This is what the noble temples
Come on.
express.
That's right.
That we talk to a king the way we talk to the less fortunate.
That's right. That's right.
That we talk to a queen the way we talk to the homeless. The way we talk to the prostitute,
Yes,
we
yes.
talk to the queen.
That's right. That's right.
The way we talk to the D-boy,
Islam.
we talk to the prince.
That's right.
There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the ADAP and the Moorish Science Temple of America, I demand that when you look into the eyes of man,
Come on now.
you see the image of
Yes,
Allah.
sir. Yes, sir.
And who wants to harm the image of God?
Right.
The moment that you look in your brother and sister face and you see, excuse me, you see a nigga, you need to wake yourself back
That's
up.
right. That's right.
The moment that your brother and your sister slander you, call you names, talk to you like you're crazy, your family say, why you join that? Your family talk crazy to you, and you decide to see them other than
That's right.
the image of Allah, it's time for you to wake up.
Yes, sir.
You can't wake nobody up if you not woke.
That's right. Islam.
And when you wake somebody up,
Mm-hmm.
they might fight you
That's right.
while they in their slumber.
Uh-huh.
And you go and shake somebody in real time.
That's right.
Get up, Taji.
That's right.
Taji won't roll over. Get up, Taji. Taji done had a nightmare. He done swung on daddy. Get up, Taji. It may take some time for you to keep shaking your brother and sister intellectually
Come to himself.
before they get up.
That's right.
Do you get mad when they swing in wild rhythms because they don't want to get up?
Right.
They swing at wild rhythms at me all the time on social media.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They swing at wild rhythms all the times on YouTube. Do it bother me? Absolutely not.
Islam.
I understand that my people are asleep.
That's right. That's right.
My job is to wake them up
Islam.
because I've been blessed to be woken.
That's right. Islam.
I've been blessed to be woken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go back to your neighborhoods.
Uh-huh.
You go back to your community. You know good and well. Some people just seem like they're just not going to make it.
That's right. That's right.
They done went down that rabbit hole so far. It just seems like they're just not going to make it. And what I mean not make it is that they're not going to possibly be able to see a glimpse of the light that you have seen.
Mm-hmm.
However,
That's right. Real talk.
in that situation, because Allah is so merciful, they can find the same peace that you have found.
Islam. Yes, sir.
This is why our brother Jesus said, judge not lest ye be judged. For with measure ye use, it will be meted out to you. You look at somebody, you haven't even felt their energy, you haven't even felt their spirit, and then we pass criticism.
That's right. Islam.
Well, that's how you're going to be judged.
Islam. That's right.
Nobody know you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody care about what you say you think you know. Nobody cares about your character, and then they just judge you. That comes from, that's how you put it out. But when you look at people as you see yourself, and you love your brother and your sister as you see yourself, the love is going to come back. And this is why Moorish World TV support is through the roof.
That's right.
And this is how we got to do in our communities.
With each other.
This is how we got to do with each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the adapt is the torch.
Yes, sir.
You are the torch bearer.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
You are the guiding light.
That's right.
You are the light on the hill. You are the lighthouse in the middle of the stormy weather.
That's right.
You are the one that's supposed to be here. I am. I got you. You are never supposed to be the one that start to sink in the water like Peter and say, Jesus, come and grab me. You're supposed to demonstrate Jesus.
That's right. That's right.
And you're supposed to grab Peter while he's sinking.
That's right.
And if you find yourself sinking, just hold your hand out. We got the greatest degree sitting right on our record.
That's right.
The hand pressing unity. If you find yourself sinking, you reach for your brother and your sister and you hold out your hand. Isn't this hand a miracle?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it a miracle?
Yes, sir.
That you can use it to assist your brother and sister.
Yes, sir.
The hand presser unity.
Yes.
And don't be scared or in fear when you feel yourself sinking.
That's right.
Just reach out your hand. And all will come together. So with that being said, we are live right now on Facebook. We are live on MWTV Channel 7. And I'm going to yield the floor to Brother Akhenaten, to our newest members of our sacred Adapt Chamber. This is not no Adapt Chamber that we have came together to carry bricks around. We came together to do some flogging. This is a sacred Adapt Chamber.
Yes. Islam.
And in this sacred Adapt Chamber, which we call the sacred grove, we have some that has been honored to enter in. And we want to acknowledge them just one more time. And I'll start with Akhenaten, because Akhenaten, woo, brother, you brought some of the finest Moorish Americans to the prophet. You have brought, I'm going to yield the floor before I shed a tear. You have brought some of the finest Moorish Americans into the fold, and I am honored. So give brother, our national assistant, our national representative assistant of the Moorish Science Temple of America, all that good stuff. A round of applause for all that hard work you do.
Islam. Praise Allah. Oh, pardon. All right, Islam. 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 That's where we like to hear the 33. Is that right? Islam. 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 Praise Allah. Let me first rise to raise my thought to infinite wisdom, the highest plane of life, to see omnipotence displayed before me and bear witness that there's only one, the author, creator, governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. The one whom is supreme, most wise, and most beneficent, and whom alone belongs worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. You know, we can't have the word praise without the word what? Praise. So we raise our thought. Even Mama Dukes know that. He say raise. Praise Allah. We give honor, praise Allah for honoring us with our holy and divine prophet, Noble Jew Ali, whom is to us a what? Angel of Allah, manifested in human flesh. And for establishing the Moorish Science Temple of America. We give honor to all that has been said by my good brother. And now I can have the honor to say the Sheikh, Brother J. Hood Bey.
Islam. Come on up, J. Hood Bey. Come on, man. Come Come on up, brother. Come on, y'all got to clap for my brother J Hood.
That's right. It's love. Love. It's love.
Islam, Branchie. Islam, Sister Branchie.
So I want everybody on the Facebook to see our brothers and our sisters who have came and walked through the hot desert stands.
Yes, sir.
Don't do this. We endured. Are you tired?
No, sir.
How you feel?
All is well.
Brother, can you just say a few words? How you feel about entering to this sacred grove? How do you feel about entering to this sacred grove?
It was haven't experienced nothing like this in my life. I'm about to start it again.
It's good. And let me say, this is the reason that I do this, because people on the internet need to know that this is real than a social media ploy when they see Brother Tahaka. That this is more than a social media. I'm a Moorish American. This is real life, and this is a lifestyle. So Islam more.
That's right.
Let it flow.
That's right.
Islam. The love, the brotherhood, just coming from where I come from, to experience true uplifting, true aid, true not no one beseeching you to travel to and fro further or to hurt your brother, man, but the total opposite. These brothers have embraced me, these brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Let me know. It's one without the other is only half. The ethers here in this cipher of light, in this sacred grove of under the leadership of Taharka Bay and the Moorish Science Temple of America, having experienced nothing remotely similar. I'm trying to hold my composure now because it's overwhelming. The experience, the ethers, the feeling of love. It's there, it's here. And you all are my brothers and sisters. Beyond words, beyond titles, beyond expressions loosely given, but to experience this with you has been, with you all, has been unrivaled and unparalleled. And I hold this as a true responsibility. I hold this as a true honor. This is a duty, and I will not fail in my task.
Islam. Give it up for J Hood Bay. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
Would you stand right there and greet whoever we bring up here? Want them to feel
Absolutely.
your energy? Islam?
Islam.
And Grand Sheik, if you want me to do it in a different way, just let me know.
You good,
Whatever.
you good, brother.
I want y'all to know this brother here, he fought me. He fought me from putting what he got on right now to represent as a sheep. I know what's in his heart. And I got witnesses out here in Temple 33 that feel his heart. They know what his dedication is. He felt he was not worthy. Who is the judge of that? Allah judges how? Not by what he sees, but what he is. That's how we are taught by our grand chief under our guidance of our holy instruction. Isn't that what it tell us?
Absolutely.
Islam? So he's going to see who he really is after coming through this fire of the chamber of Islam. And you're going to be a light, as our Grand Sheikh said. You are Islam. So I just want y'all to know that people be coming up here. This somebody else like that did that too. But this is I'm honored that he, accepted it. So I just want that to hang in there for a minute. Let me, who else? Let's bring our brother E. Harrison Bay. Give it up for me, y'all. Say Islam. Islam.
Islam, brother. So since this convention started, I feel like Earl has become my guardian angel. Every time I turn around, I look around, and here goes Earl. I'm not playing. You ever notice that? Every time I turn around, I look at, here goes Earl. Earl has made our delicious meal possible.
That's right. That's right. Both of them.
And all it took was a call last week or the week before. Do the research, find out, let's go. No questions. I'll get back to you, Grand Sheikh. That's how I act that move.
Yes, sir. Islam. That's right. Islam.
I'll get back to you, Grand Sheikh. He did all the groundwork, even down to us moving behind schedule today. He called the restaurant, called the center that we're at to make sure everything flows. This is when the adapt is ask something. Trust your brother and sister and say it need to be done, and it's just going to get done. And that's what the brother represents to me. And again, that brother makes sure, as each and every one of you, whether you're looking like Seals Bay like this, or whether you're at the door like my brother, make sure that we are good. Or whether you like Earl Hurst and Big just walk up on you like, making sure we are safe, making sure we are good. And I'm honored to be amongst the faithful like you, my brother. So you got to say a few things. Give it up for Earl Hurst today.
Put us on the spot, man. Yeah, exactly. That's where you got it from. Islam, family.
Islam.
Real quick, I've never, just like I hear Grand Sheikh say, I've never joined any organization ever before. Outside of the military, I've never joined a structured organization such as this, Islam. And it would take, I studied, been knowing Grand Sheikh Akhenaten for years. And I know in my heart that this movement is tried and true. Islam. Nothing fake about it, nothing fugazi about it. So, and it spoke to my heart, Islam. It spoke to my heart because since yay high, I knew something wasn't being told. Islam.
That's right.
And
Teach it.
the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So, an event like this, such joining or being promoted or honored as being promoted to a sheikh or adept chamber, some may say, I'm looking from the outside that, they would probably say mission accomplished, but mission beginning. Mission beginning. So you may have heard this story before. Like I said, been knowing Grand Sheikh Akhenaten for probably as long as my youngest son has been born, 15, 16 years old. So, yeah. As well as brother Dadon and brother Ra. So you know, we've had our more study groups and building and building and building. And I've always sent Grand Sheik Akhenaten videos throughout the years, right? And the sentiment most of the time was like, man, the people crazy. Man, the people crazy. I said, man, let me stop sending Akhenaten and stuff. And then there was that 2016 debate between Brother Sharif and Brother Reggie. And when Sarnetta blew it up at the end, I saw this brother right here stand up like, Islam, 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 trying to calm everybody down, right? Because it got a little heated in there. You know, shortly thereafter, he created Morris World TV, and it came out with some phenomenal shows. Now I started sending them to Akhenaten right here. Islam. I started sending Akhenaten. Akhenaten like, man, let me check this out, I guess. About a couple weeks later, he's like, man, I like that brother's spirit. He's like, man, I like Taharka. You know, because Akhenaten, like, he had rolled pretty much everybody off. Like, man, these people crazy. I ain't dealing with it. He saw Grand Sheik Taharka and he said, man, I like his spirit. He fights for the prophet.
That's right.
Islam?
That's right.
Shortly thereafter, I think it's when Taharka was talking about he came to Atlanta. Next thing you know, I see a picture up on Facebook. They shaking hands. They pressing hands. You know? So I ain't taking no credit. I'm not taking any credit. I'm not taking any credit, but because we all know Allah made this Islam. Yeah, so Allah worked through me, you know.
I love that.
That's right.
To bring these two together.
That's
Islam.
right. That's right.
Islam.
That's right.
So here we are. Islam, but it is my honor again to receive these credentials, and I know it's a lofty position, Islam. And I will fulfill it to the best of my ability. Islam? Islam.
And before you go, see, one good turn deserves another. So you can hear the whole story. The rest of the story. Truly, I give honor to Brother Aaron. He used to send me all kinds of stuff. And I used to like, man, you listen to them. You know. And of course, because of our relationship, I didn't discard everything he said. Because, you know, anything he brought, I checked it out. I'm not going to say I checked something out, you know, and didn't check it out if he asked me to. So he always got a reply. But as he said, bringing it up to today, when he's responsible for that. Because that's what I did. This story is just like that. Then after me and Taharka got together, I kept saying, Brother Harold, when you gonna come on over here? You know what I'm saying? We over here had these meetings, you know? Right? But all I gotta say is today, I'm honored to have my brother. He got my back. When I can't get there on time, that brother there, Islam, these two brothers, they got my back. You don't know what it is for somebody that got your back when I can't even do certain things. And that goes for not just the Moorish Science Temple in our meeting, but even in life. They give of themselves. That's an adept. Back to what Grand Sheik was talking about, charity, giving of yourself. That's the real charity. And thank you again for that, Grand Sheik, for that measure of charity. Islam. So I am honored again to have Brother E. Harrison Bay. I know nothing but good things happen. I can sit here and tell you a whole lot of things, but you'll learn that. So without any further, I'm gonna mix it up because I gotta bring my sister up here. Everybody in Temple 33 and probably even Virtual Temple. How y'all know how I feel about women? How much have I worked hard to make sure that we got women in our temple? Do you see the women that's in our temple? One just had to leave, right? She dedicated. She took her time to become a member, right? But you see how dedicated? I just got off the phone with her. She flying back, but she flew out here. She couldn't do it yesterday. Or was it yesterday? She came yesterday. But the day before she couldn't do it, but she came. This sister has a little baby. What, 1 year old? Maybe 2 years old. And she made it here, y'all. Making no excuses. And she comes to her meetings, doesn't she? Islam. And before I bring this sister up, Denisha, please stand up.
Islam.
And we know the sacrifice that she made. I can depend on her to come and help out and set up when some of the members, so-called, not there, Grancy.
Islam.
She right there. And she didn't have a nationality card.
Islam.
Don't I always talk about these women being up here?
Islam.
I'm looking for it. Your Grancy, didn't you say it's the women that drove the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm going to do everything I can to get women in the temple. Islam. And that's why I got that sister Moabite. What we call her?
Resident.
The resident Moabites.
Latae J. Bay.
Islam, resident Moabites.
I pat you like a soldier.
Y'all heard that? Pat. This is a soldier. Y'all know every time I cannot turn on that cell phone when he's outside in Sealy's backyard,
That's right. Tell us.
when he's on the front line with that cell phone, you know, you see,
That's right. That's my
The
comrade
same
there.
day.
See right there with me.
if everybody got to work, if everybody got to do this, that, and the third, and he turn on that cell phone and he's going live, front line,
She right
you
there.
see Latae Bay.
That's right.
And guess what she's saying? Islam, that's my grand sheik right there. We got the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's my grand sheik right there. Talk to Akhenaten.
She pick it right over to me.
She be right there fishing,
That's right.
throwing the line out. And Akhenaten be catching it all on his cell phone. And so, sis, I am honored. I'm honored to see your tears of joy.
That's right. That's right.
I'm honored to see your tears of joy, but I'm honored to be in the sacred grove with you. Islam. Islam.
Islam. So sis, say a few words. Islam. Y'all an emotional group today. I love it. I'm about to shed me a few tears up there. Islam, sis.
Today was very emotional for me. It was an honor to be, to just be amongst all of you and to walk through the sacred grove and everything with my brothers and sisters. And just when you said trust your brother and sister, and I did, and I really sat there and just thought about what I need to do when I get back to Atlanta. And how I need to, what my charge is. And I know I'm going to make a difference. So when my grandson grows up, he can say my grandma fought for something.
Islam.
Like when I hear people always talk about their ancestors and their family and how great their family is, I want my children to feel that same way for me. And my grandson too.
That's right.
So I love each and every one of you.
We love you so
Y'all really don't know, and I don't just say it, but I know that I was manifested in love when my mom and father had me.
That's right. Yes, sir.
I have 4 sons.
Right.
I had one that was incarcerated for 5 years at the age of 17. So when I listen to your mom and how proud she is of you, and I want to be like that too.
Islam. You
So
are
you inspire me,
Islam.
Mama Tahaka Bay.
Islam.
I want all you to know, each one of you hold a special place in my heart. The babies, Taj, thank you. Your energy is amazing, and I can't wait to see what the world does with you. Quincy, I know this is you. That's you. Little Quincy, thank you. Your energy is amazing too.
That's the young people's chic instead.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
Oh, I am.
that's right.
I do. I love the young people. I really do. Dwayne, goodness, thank you for being too. I just thank you for your energy too. But I love each and every one of you. The fathers in the temple, Brother Errol, thank you for always bringing your sons to exemplify what it is. Brother D-Don does the same. Bring their children, and one day I want to bring mine too. So I thank you. And Tahaka, I love you so much. I know you probably heard me say it, so I'm going to be on the fence with you. But I love you so much. And I really thank you for just fighting and being the example. And I'm going to be charged to fulfill my duties. And there's just a lot I want to do.
Let's get it
And
done.
under your leadership, I truly, truly appreciate you. Reggie, you know I love you. I always say he's my father from another life. He really is. I thank you. So I always look up to him as such, even when he's on me or we have our little moments, our little Sagittarius moments, because we do have our Sagittarius moments together. But I love him for that. I just love the type of father he is, the type of, grandfather he is. Like, he exemplifies family all the time to us. So I thank you to Sister Robin. I gotta honor you because you have to put up with him. And it's a great thing, but we love you, and I may not express it that much, but man, to be with you these past, days that we've been together, thank you just for sharing your husband with us and allowing him to lead us. We have to honor you because you are the first lady of this Moorish nation. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Honest. I remember first time I saw, this is why I always tell the Moors, after we have our class, whether it's Friday or Sunday, we always hanging out, isn't that right? I'm so, praise Allah, that we was hanging out that day. Sister came up, what you had, the Volvo then or something?
No, I had a
Jeep. That's what I couldn't. Rolled up in a Jeep. She said, Islam. Is there a more science temple around here? That's all it took.
I was at the restaurant across the street, and I believe the first fez I seen was AGS's fez, because he was like the tallest one out there, and I was like, I see a fez. Then I see more, and I was like, wait a minute. And I had to hurry up and get my food. Like, please don't leave. Let me get my food so I can get over there. And then that's when I seen him. And it's been a wrap ever since.
She's been ever since. And because of her, she brought Sister Ina in and a couple others that haven't made their decision yet. That come,
Facebook.
Who is that?
David was one from Facebook.
Oh, that's right. Father David. Honest to him. He said he might try to make it, but I guess he couldn't. But honest to him. So, I got two more. One of them we already mentioned, but he had to leave. Unfortunately, he was a little upset with himself. That he got the signals mixed up or something in the plane. He had to leave. And that's Brother Sheikh D-Don Kamati Bey. Let's give it up for him, family. Sending the Easters out for him as he returns home. This brother is so dynamic. Y'all already saw the book, right? That he created. You saw the award that Grand Sheikh got. He put that together. He's an artist. I was hoping we'd get a chance to hear him spit some rhymes, you know, because he do that. He got some bars, you know. But honors to him, and I'll turn it over to the Grand Sheik to give some word on Brother D. Kamati Bey. Islam?
Islam. Did y'all get a chance to experience the energy of Brother Kamati Bey? No, I'm serious. How about you, little Q? That brother has some serious energy. I'm talking about his energy and his aura. It's just amazing to me. Just amazing to me. The brother used to call me, or, you know, I'm not going to say used to, call me because we're working on a TAFA website.
That's right.
And him and his brother and his team are so talented. And they have the attitude of, let's get it done.
That's right.
No hesitation. Let's get it done. Many of those brothers on his team are not even members of the Morris Science Temple of America and dedicate their time and their resources to build our TAFA website for no dollars.
That's right. He volunteered that.
He volunteered because he seen the vision. And this is not no Wix copy and paste, drop and drag website. This is a top-notch professional website that him and his team,
That's right. That's leadership.
him and his team come together, put together some little, I don't know what they call the little thing they put together, where we all can communicate and see the progress of the website.
Oh, yeah.
So every time they make a change,
We can interact.
we can interact with it. His team is in the big buildings. I don't know if they're in the big buildings, but they most likely in the big buildings. Hitting them keys all day. They're in the big buildings like this, earning their living with technology and a host of other things. But take the time out and dedicate their time
They had to
for
push,
what they see as the vision.
they had to push us.
They had to push us. I had to pass the buck to Akhenaten. Akhenaten send them all the information. Grand Sheik, I just need you to send me the PayPal so we can drop the link in there. Grand Sheik, send me the logo. Brother, please send him the logo. Because we're working so much. And I'm telling you, his team, he is the only member of the Morris Science Temple of America, but it's a 3 or 4 man team, and they just putting in work. We have to honor our brothers and sisters who have a love for the prophet.
That's right.
Because they seen it in you.
That's right.
Islam, they had to see it in Kamati Bey to even assist.
That's right.
So I honor my brother, and he honored me with a book right here that he wrote. Look at this beautiful book, Tales of the Immortals. This is his own book. Hardback book.
See the paper in this. It's like papyrus.
The talent.
Right.
The talent that we have amongst our administration is amazing. Real talk. The talent that we have is amazing. There is nowhere to go but up. So I say one more time, a round of applause.
And before you get that, and the applause is good, this is based on 7 principles. And each character, did you read it yet, Taj?
No.
Okay, each character represents a principle.
So there is nowhere to go but up with the talent that we have here. Do you agree? We got some serious talent here. With that being said, I want to honor my brother, thank my brother in spirit while he's on his journey back to the ATL. And I appreciate that brother and everything that he done. He actually got, you know, my mother old school. Let me get you real quick. My mother old school. I ain't eating that vegan food. Eat that stuff. Man, go get a plate. No, I don't eat y'all food. You ain't hear that? Chris Rosell, that's what you been saying over there. Man, go get a plate. I don't eat y'all food. Kamati. Honor to Brother Kamati. He was doing a demonstration about getting the chi out. Chi gone. My mother sit there and said, I can't do that stuff. All the moves. He said, come on, Mama Bay. You can do it, Mama Bay. He just said it and let it go and started demonstrating Qigong.
That's right.
I turned around, Mama Bay was like it. She was doing the Qigong. Brother Kamati got some serious energy, family. He got some serious, and she did it to completion. Honors to Brother Kamati Bay. Islam.
Islam.
Yeah, honor to you,
Honors to Mama Bay. Praise Allah. All right, and I believe finally I have, without what do you say, finally, last but not least. I know. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Without any last but not least, brother, you heard Brother E. Harrison Bay mention the powerful three, let me say it like that. And that is Kamati Bay himself and Brother Rasalah El Bay. We have been, he's been with me when I was with the first, when I was Grand Sheik at Temple 21. Temple 21. I was under Bradwell, P. Davis L before he transitioned. And then when I had to move away from that energy. Some people know what I'm talking about. I had that experience. But I used to still hold Moorish Science Temple in the house. And then there was a brief period where we weren't necessarily doing Moorish Science Temple opening at the time, but we were building on the Prophet's work. And some of that we're going to reveal later on, right, bro? Is that right, Rasalah? It has to. I shared with the Grand Sheik some of that information that validates that we are the ordainers and establishers of this United States government. And he's one of those who has been right with me since that time, a brother of mine that even would help me. He would just volunteer. And he used to travel a lot. You know, that's just what he did. He traveled Africa, traveled to South America, doing stuff. He's a builder in his own right. I shared it with Grand Sheik at one time. You know, we in the same industry like that, but he'll take a house, tear it down and build it back up, renovating it. But anytime if I needed to do something, because I used to have to travel and do Moorish history and law, and he would make sure that I get there.
Islam.
He would make sure, come out of his pocket, say, man, I got you. That's the kind of love that we need when somebody loves the work of what we're doing. And this is why this brother is deserving. He comes to the Moorish Science Temple when he comes, because he lived really out in the country. I'm gonna tell a little bit of your business, all right, boy. He took him, he got rid of his house, you know, stuff like that. And now he bought one of them trailers. Y'all know those freight trailers? What do you call them? Containers. And build him a house out of that thing. And he's still building on it. He's got his own land out there. And that's where he be. So he's like 2 hours away. So sometimes you can understand. It's kind of hard to get to the temple sometimes. But when he comes, he's there. That's what I want on my team. Islam. Come on up, give it up for Brother Rasalah El Bay. Islam.
Islam, my brother.
Now I'm not gonna hold you. You remember when we first met each other? Where was it?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. I was doing a lecture in Atlanta. And the brother always quiet, always observing. How long ago was that? Maybe 3 years ago? Possibly 2? Something like that? About 3 years? The brother's still quiet. The brother's still quiet. You ain't gonna get much words out of me. Remind me of you probably a year younger than me, but my son TJ like that. He don't say nothing, he just observes. But let me tell you something. Every time that I met you, I seen a light in your eyes. From the time in Atlanta, you was like, you must watch a lot of my videos, because you be like, Islam, Grand Sheik. And then you say nothing else and keep it moving, but you all smile. And I love it, brother. And to see you 3 years later, standing firm.
That's right.
Standing firm with that same light, that same smile, going through the chamber, do the thing. Because there is no wavering. I don't got to figure out who you are. You demonstrated who you are when I first met you, and the same person that's standing on the door that I'm talking to today. And it's an honor to have you side by side with me in this sacred grove. It's love.
It's love. It's love.
It's love. It's love. Let the people
Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam.
Give all praises to Allah and give honors to Noble Ali and Sister Grand Sheik, Akhenaten Ahmad Rasa Ambe.
Islam. Roll.
And Grand Sheik, Tahaka, who came back.
Islam.
You know, kind to the shame of the day remind me of my grandmother. My grandmother never knew a stranger. We would bring someone to her house. She would bring them in and she would feed them. And we spent the night. She would put them up for the night. And it was just a lot of love. And that's what I felt here today. There's a lot of love and I felt at home.
Islam.
So I'm very grateful and honored to be a part of this mission.
Islam.
So Islam.
I told you he was a man of a few colors, but his life is all the words we need. Islam? Islam. So, family, let me, man, I'm going to get emotional. I met this brother, right? And I don't even remember the details of how I met him. I know it was through the internet. I know there was a connection through the internet. But from the moment that we talked, it seemed like, how can I say it?
Yes, sir.
It seemed like we was in college together. That's the best way to say it. It seemed like, see, when I went to college, right? I had this brother named Joe Ghost. Joe Ghost, he was getting a master's on a master degree, and it took 25 years for him to get that degree. But Joe Ghost had the best of heart. Joe Ghost was a ride or die. We was both young, foolish, but no matter what, how foolish I would be, Joe Ghost is ready to ride out. He was from Cherry Hill in Baltimore. And Joe Ghost, man, this guy was amazing during that time in college. Because he didn't care if I was right, wrong, or indifferent. When the heat came, he was always ready. And in talking to this brother, I said, man, that's Joe Ghost. But it's the elevated Joe Ghost. The brother would call me and we start talking about the Moorish Science Temple of America and the discrepancies in the Moorish Science Temple of America. And man, again, I don't know where it began, and I don't see where it's ending. This brother has been my brother before I knew he was my brother. And I'm honored to have him beside me. He said, Rashi, I went into the temple and I heard all this singing. I was like, what? Who did that sound like? Instead of saying, good goodness of gracious, he said, what? He said, nah. And I'm talking about even now, he could be at work and we get into a lesson out and I talk a lot. And I'll be waiting for him to cut me off. He won't cut me off. He want every bit of information that I got. The brother said, I'm going to get a flash drive and you're going to give me all that you got. He sent me a flash drive to Baltimore. I said, listen, I'm going to do you better. We're going to do it right here. I'll let you see what I got. He said, ain't no better time like the presence. He wanted to do it just now. He wanted to do it right now. I said, no, we're going to get it. But his desire to learn, his desire to absorb, his desire to become the truth, his desire to become the truth from the truth that he is now, proceeding into the future, is unnumbered. It's just amazing that this brother coming to, it's hard to get on that vibration.
It's love. That's right.
It is. You either got it or you don't. Right. You either got love in your heart or you don't.
You don't. It's one of the other.
It's like Quincy Robinson, they'll bring in Lil Q. You don't bring your Lil Q around anybody.
That's right.
You don't bring your children around anybody. It's like me bringing my mother. I'm not bringing my mother around no gang members and fools.
That's right.
And my brother, when he came in, the same vibration. He's not going to bring his wife around some crazy people.
That's right.
And when I seen that same vibration, I was like, that's Joe Ghost on another level. That's my brother. And I would never do anything for him to go into the fire. And I know he would never do anything for me to go into the fire. Because we are about uplifting fallen humanity, and we have the love of Allah in our heart, and we know another way and a better way to do it. But I guarantee you, if we was in college, somebody be in trouble. That's my brother T-Page, yo. Come on, brother. We ain't in college, though. These are my friends. That's my brother. And I mean it. When I say that I seen you that would do this, this is what we used to call stand back to back.
That's right.
Spin around.
That's right.
And do what it takes. That's what I've seen in my brother. That's what I seen in my brother. And I love you for the family man that I see. Brother, you know you always doing something in the background.
Always.
I love when I hear you. I'm over here taking care of Pops.
Yep. That's right.
We are only going to attract good people with good people.
That's right. It's love.
We're not going to attract no good people with some heathens and fools.
That's right.
You be in your meeting with the camera off, helping your Pops. You be in the meeting. I be hearing you. No, ask your mama get that lunch. Don't touch that. These children trying, can I have this? No, ask your mama. So, brother, I'm just honored, brother, because we can't attract good people without good people. And you are good people. Islam?
Islam.
And before you take the mic, brother, I feel so much like Grand Sheik, like you got my back. I mean, sometimes I'll be on, how people mess with you on social media. And next thing I know, this brother coming in the background and got my back. And then when that happened, I just, let me leave that alone. You got it. But honest to you, I said the same thing with Grant. She got noticed that how you talked about your father in the background. I said, see, that's dedication. You know, you don't make no excuses. You be on the call, even though you have to turn that camera on sometimes. You don't want it to see all. But that's an honor, man. Then to be able to see your lovely wife, honors to her to be here with you. You know what I mean? And then just in the short period of time riding together, honors that y'all took us with you. It was an honor just being in a ride with y'all and look like y'all like ride or die. I can tell. Listen to the same music, you know, they be bumping on James Brown. And they be sharing about amongst them. And then I said, hey man, do you take that up to 140? Because you know the speed up 140. He said, nah, I'll leave that to my wife.
Islam. I give praise to Allah. I give honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to those previously given. But I want to give a special honor to my mother, even though she wasn't with me right now. She passed, but I need to give her honors. And I want to give you honors too, because that same troubled child you had there, that's what my mama had. And I was a troubled child, right? But I went through the period that your son went through. So I'm a living manifest of it. He can be here. Whether it's here or anywhere else, you can make it in this society or any walk of life that you choose to. You must change your mind and go that way. And I know y'all hear me doing all this family, or doing all the family stuff. I get it from my mother, but I also get it from my wife.
Islam.
Because what she did when she took care of her mother, she taught me and she's a couple years younger than me, but she taught me this is how you roll. And Noble Drew Ali just confirmed it. You know what I mean? Like this is that's why I love it. And I want to give honors to you, Sister Robin. I want to give honors to you, Crystal, because I know how hard it is dealing with me on an everyday basis. I know I'm a problem. I know I take you down.
That's me.
I know this brother take you down through it. Islam. Can you give these sisters a round of applause? It's an honor being here with everybody today, and I greatly appreciate y'all. I'm glad that y'all even recognize me, and I just wanted to say thank you. I greatly do appreciate it. I won't let you down. You already know Sister Crystal will be on my head. She checks me at all times. Hey, whoa, gotta get better, do better. What did you learn? Like yesterday, what did you learn from the lesson? I said, huh? The stuff he was talking, you didn't implement a couple of those. Praise Allah. And I love you. And thank you for coming with me. And this is the first time I have ever brought my wife to a temple. Yes. We've been together 14 years. 14. Yeah, we've been together 14 years, married 12. And just thank you for coming on this journey.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Yes, Lord. You just try to make me cry. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Hey, goodness. I ain't even say it right. I get emotional. So listen. This sister, I don't know where she come from either. I don't know where she come from. One time I was doing Morse World TV 7 and somebody appeared in the chat, Moody L. And she kept saying, Islam, Grand Sheik. Islam, Grand Sheik. And in one of these videos, I was talking about the indiscretions of some other Moorish group. She was a part of that group. She was a part of that group. And as I was doing this presentation, you just seen Islam. And I'm like, y'all ever watch me do my live streams? My eyes go over here all the time. I'm watching everything. Soon after that, sis reached out to me. And so quickly, she jumps in the group. This happened too fast for my brain to really wrap my mind around. She jumps into the group of the Virtual More Science Temple of America and appeared. I'm going to say how Jesus appeared. She appeared and it appeared.
Fully materialized.
Say it again.
Fully materialized.
It appeared that she's always been there. It appeared that she had always been there. And the reason why it appeared that she had always been there, because quickly, she haven't been around long, but quickly, when she was called upon, she responded as if she had been there.
That's right. Islam. That's right.
She responded, I give honors to Allah, I give honors to the Prophet. You're supposed to do praise and honors, but she was demonstrating. Supposed to be,
Who did that?
supposed to be praise Allah and honors to the Prophet. But she was right there. She didn't say, oh, I'm not ready yet. She didn't come in with her camera off. She came with her turban on. She came ready. You would see her looking at the side of her camera, but she was there and she was participating the whole time.
That's right.
In fact, she mentioned to me, she said, you know, one of the brothers seen me on camera. We did a live stream on Facebook. She said, one of the brothers in the former group seen me on camera and said, I've never seen you in the turban. She in the invisible temple being seen with the turban. They used to call the virtual temple the invisible temple. Before everybody had to go virtual, before COVID, I was the first one online with a virtual temple, which was an auxiliary of the temple number 22 out of Baltimore. But in the visible temple, these people seen somebody with a turban. How invisible is that? I bring to you our newest adept, Sister T. Moody. Give her a round of applause. Let's go. In the invisible temple. It is not. And that's a true story. They used to say the virtual temple was a visible, invisible temple because it was virtually online. But look what it has brought forth. Look what it produced. Islam. Islam. Says it's an honor.
Right now.
Hold on.
All right.
What are you bumping here? But it is an honor, and I would love for you to share a few words with us on your experience and how you look forward to moving in the future, if you will. Islam?
Islam.
Hold up, T. Moody. You used to rap or something?
Right, the mic, like, Harlem in the building.
How she grabbed that C-Star? Islam, sis.
Islam. I'm trying not to get overwhelmed because once I start crying, I ain't gonna be able to talk. First, I wanna praise Allah.
Islam.
Okay. I like to praise to Allah. Honors to the Prophet Noble Ali. And I want to give honors to all of you as well. Brother Tahaka Band, brother.
Got all that power.
Check.
It just
Thank you so much for.
Hold up, we're gonna get it right. Go down some.
Thank you so much for giving me this chance and this privilege. I really appreciate it. I won't let you down. I promise that. And I won't let.
There you go. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Islam over violence.
That's right.
Islam over violence.
Islam.
Today, when I was we was waiting the Resurgence 7 here, -1.
Islam.
And when I sat with y'all together for what, an hour?
They got a side joke.
Same experience.
Talking to you all was a pleasure and just getting to know you guys. I really fell in love with you all.
Likewise.
And I'm so happy to be walking and coming through with you all.
Likewise.
And we're going to show them what it really is about. And we, Mary Science Temple of America, Noble Temple, I love you all.
Love you. Love you.
Thank you for this moment. I cannot talk any further because I'm going to cry. So I yield the floor.
Let's give a round of applause for everybody. And if anybody got a camera, please take some pictures real quick. We got a few more things that we have to cover. It's 9:21, so we're working on some good time. It's 9:21. Stand on that side, Brother Akhenaten.
Islam. Let's give a round of applause for our Islam. So depart this way. We're gonna keep the program moving. We got a few more things that we have to bring forth.
Thank you. We got a few more things that we got to bring forth, and then we're gonna wrap. I'm gonna make this quick. I'm gonna have to make this quick. What I want to do is, I want to bring our adapts up, starting with Sister Robin Ezel L. Islam. Give her a round of applause, Sister Robin Ezel L. Now, I also want to bring up my brother Q Robinson L. Islam. I also want to bring up my brother Sheikh Mazouk Mazin L. Islam. I also want to bring up my brother S. McCallum Bay. Islam. I also want to bring up my brother Sadell Sal's Bay. Did I get it right? Seals Bay. I'm tripping. I just say, Islam. So family, what you see right here, these are our faithful adepts that have been around for quite some time. Behind the scenes, many people think that Brother Tahaga Bay, because I be the face hooping and hollering. But without these brothers and sisters right here, there is no way in the world. Brother Akhenaten, get in the frame too so they can see. All right. So there is no way in the world that we would be able to bring this organization. They're taking pictures. Hold up.
Yeah, there you go. You was messing up.
Let me get it. Are we good?
Perfect. I like that shirt too.
So this is the real deal, family. There is no way in the world that we would be able to operate this Morris Science Temple of America without the faithfulness of these brothers and sisters. It's impossible. A round of applause for them real quick. And I want to run through something real quick. This is Brother Akhenaten. He is our, and we're going to go over their positions. I think we're going to have to do it at a later date, but we're going to go over their positions. But this is Brother Akhenaten. This brother worked tirelessly to make sure that the words of the prophet is heard in the city of Atlanta and around the world. Whether it be on his radio show, just think of this. We got a broadcaster in the temple pushing the message of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but not only on his radio show, his Facebook, he keep his Facebook pumping. He keep his social media pumping. And brother, I honor you, brother, because I'm telling you put in that work, brother. You put in that work. And the weird thing to me is, and I gotta tell you, the weird thing to me is how you went from study groups, and I seen the picture from Earl Hurston Bay from 10 years ago. Y'all was looking real tough in that little picture. Wasn't they looked like they was working on something. They had some type of bullshit up in that picture. But they looked like they didn't anybody see that picture? They looked like they was working on something. And it amazes me how you made the transition. The time I seen you in Atlanta to just shift gears and turned it up 500 decibels. And it is an honor, man, to see where one would go from, man, we ain't dealing with this stuff, to shift gears and just go. And it's an honor. Give them a round of applause to assistant Grand Sheik of the Morris Science Temple of America. I'm going to have everybody talk in a second. Sister Robin Ezel L., as y'all know, she has to put up with Taka Bay. Let me tell you something. Even as recent as a few hours ago, she had to put up with Taka Bay. I'm trying to tell you. You know, sometimes I do Morris World TV to 2 in the morning. Anybody know that?
Yeah, I know.
Anybody know that? Yeah. Do you know it's a little bit tough to really help you understand, but I'm gonna try. I love this movement. I love my wife, Robin. This movement that I work so hard for is the foundation for everything that we have. And I move on this movement even through all the arguments, even through all the discord, even through all the back and forth, because I believe, have faith and confidence that this movement is the foundation of all that we have. And we don't agree on everything on how I move. Sometimes she said, you better argue with people on the internet. But I see the argument with those on the internet is one step closer to touching another lost soul. That one day I'll be able to step aside and someone else can come forward and we can enjoy the fruits of our labors through somebody else. But without the work, there is no one that can come forth. I always say, I don't want to be some old guy sitting around talking about, I'm the Grand Sheik of the Morris Science Temple of America. I've been in the movement since 90. Islam. I don't want to be that person.
That's right.
I want to be there to see whether it be my son, whether it be Lil Q, whether it be Aline. I want to see somebody or a sister. I want to see somebody taking this place, and I can sit back and say, Islam,
That's right.
Islam, Islam, Grand Sheikh and Chairman,
That's
Islam, Grand Sheikh and
That's
Chairman.
right.
And so I work so hard to make sure that this movement is put together in the way that the Prophet left it to us, and so we can move out the way.
Islam.
And Sister Robin got to endure all of this.
Islam.
And it can be painful.
Islam.
It can be painful that it appears that I'm giving all myself over here, but I'm going to neglect some of myself over here. But I don't see it as neglect. I see it as if I put it in over here, this is going to be all right. And it can be painful. And I understand.
That's right. Islam. Islam.
I do understand. And in the process, I don't know no other way.
Islam.
All I know is the love of the Prophet.
Yeah.
And they destroyed our Prophet's organization.
Right.
They destroyed it to the point that we don't even know what it looks like.
That's right. Islam.
So I dedicate myself. I sacrifice a lot. Take money out my pocket. Throw money in this, throw money in that. Like, how I'm going to get this thing done? We're going to get this thing done. And in the meantime, in between time, she got there trying to comprehend and understand. And sometimes it don't seem fair.
Islam.
And so I honor and I love you, even when you don't understand or even when you're frustrated and then you say, you are Muslim. You're going to say you're going to do this and you ain't do it. When you going to finish fixing the bathroom? You are Muslim. Well, I can't finish fixing the bathroom. We're remodeling our bathroom. But I always got a meeting to go to. But I'm going to do better.
Islam.
And leaving here, I plan to make sure that my time, it might take some time, to make sure that my time is fairly balanced. Because me being a Muslim, have to look at my shortcomings and address them appropriately.
Islam. Islam. Accountability.
And this is what we all should be considering.
That's right.
That if we fall short,
Islam.
or someone tells us we fall short,
Islam.
consider it. Consider it. Am I falling short? And if you acknowledge that you're falling short, you don't have to be up here like me telling the person that you fell short and you going to work on it. Just work on it.
Islam.
Just work on it.
Islam.
And I'm telling you, I honor you. I'm telling you, you put up with my dogs. I got pit bulls. She get on me. I'm so busy. You haven't fed the dogs today? Them dogs done. You a Muslim and ain't feed the dogs? Stray cat come to the house. I've been feeding the stray cat. You can't let Moon. Did you buy Moon some food? Moon is a stray cat. Moon not eat up trash cat. You a Muslim. But I'm telling you, I honor you. I honor you so much. I don't care how mad I get, how upset I get, and I hoop and holler. And I give you a little tidbit behind the scenes. Anybody right here can tell you, I say I love that woman.
That's right. Islam.
I say I be going through it because I'm doing this. I tell each and every one of my brothers
That's right.
that this is a sacred brotherhood.
That's right.
I said no matter what, I love her.
That's right. Islam. That's right.
Islam?
Islam. That's right. That's
So I think for this,
Islam.
don't talk yet.
Islam. He always put me on the spot. He be like, say Islam to the brother. He be on the phone loudspeaker. Say Islam. is I'll rise and give all praise to Allah, give honors to our Prophet of Israeli, and honors to our former Marcus Garvey. I'll count back on all the honors that were given before. I give honors to you all this evening. Islam. I'll just say Islam, that this is my movement. We, two people, they may walk in as husband and wife. When you walk into the temple, you walk in as an individual because salvation is personal. So this movement is just is meaningful to me as it is to Brother Daka and everybody else I believe in this room. So I understand that it takes sacrifice and we gotta do what we gotta do. So I'm not perfect. I know that, I could, work on a lot of things, but I love you all as well. And everything that I do is for the members. So it's an example for members, for my family. And that's what it's about. So even, everything that I do, my daily work, I think about how can I implement this into the temple? How can I make this to progress the temple? How can I use these ideas for the temple? So everything revolves for me and around the temple. So when I see Grand Sheik working, I admire him for all that he does. So Islam, and in the end, it will all come full circle, and it will create better conditions for us and ourselves. And that's what we're here for. The mission of More Science of America is to uplift fallen humanity. That's why we're here. We are fallen humanity as well. So I'm here for you. You're here for me, and that's what it is. Islam. You want to tell them more?
Not yet. We got a double round. So with this being said, why are you looking at me like that, Q? So y'all already know the story about Q. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, he is the one that helped me kick off the virtual Moorish Science Temple of America. From going to a temple, one of them temples like T. Page L was talking about, he walked in there, T. Page L, and he was like, nah, Grand Sheik. I said, no, go back. They good people. I know. He came back. Wow, Grand Sheik. And that's when I said that I had to do something for those who didn't have a temple in their community to go to, or had a temple in their community that was not the temple that fit them. Because I think there's a temple for everybody. We got temples in Baltimore, they real colorful. We got ex-offender temples. Yeah, they're all ex-offenders. Good brothers now. They're gonna get mad at me. Anyway, but we got all types of temples. There ain't no sister in there, no families, no nothing. They just chilling. Let me stop. They gonna get mad. Y'all know they gonna get mad at me. They watching right now. That Tahaka Bay. He always gotta say something. But yeah, so I understood that there was a brother named Sheik Charles Brown L out of the Resurrection. We call it affectionately the Resurrection. And he told me one time, he said to me, I said, brother, I'm working with these brothers. My mother, she's making food, and these brothers don't want to go out and feed the homeless. I said, man, they be chopping it up like they in college. I said, man, I ain't with that. I can't bring my sons to this madness. I ain't doing that. He said, Islam, Mo. He said, Mo, maybe that ain't the temple for you, Mo. He said, Mo, there's a temple for everybody, Mo. He said, wherever you go, all of these different type of temples, there's a temple for everybody, Mo. He said, you gonna have, that's where I got that from. You're gonna have brothers that get out of college and they're gonna come together, go to Kinko's, make a charter, and say they got a temple. And they're gonna be just like they in the day room. I mean, in the law library. That's what he said to me. Honor to Sheikh Charles Brown L. It stuck with me.
It's love. It's love.
And I said, that's what it was.
It's love.
I was in the jail temple. I don't want to be in the jail temple. I want to be in the Morris Science Temple of America.
Yes, sir. It's love.
I want to see some little babies running around. I want to see some respectable, some responsible people that, not saying that these brothers and sisters wasn't, or the brothers wasn't, but I wanted the family atmosphere. I wanted some place where I can bring my mother. I ain't bringing my mother somewhere where somebody. My mother gonna look at me like I lost my mind. And y'all know she can tell, can't she, the table? You know she gonna tell me the truth. Boy, what you bring me in here for? Take me home. But my brother Quincy Robinson L is responsible. Is responsible for me going on this mission with the virtual Morris Science Temple of America. Hold your peace because I got something for you in 1 second. Let me get to Marzouk. Marzouk Brazil, they've got a beautiful story. Check this out. I don't know if you remember, brother. Years ago, a few years ago, Marzouk, anybody got any hot sauce? Anybody got it in here? Where is it? No, I said, where is it in here? Is it? Well, let me tell you this. Marzouk Brazil L emailed me a few years ago. How long you been in the temple now?
Pretty close to 2 years.
You've been 2 years, so approximately a year before you sent me an email. And when he sent me the email, he sent me an email because he wanted to help. You remember the email? He wanted to help. He had his own business called Nature. He has his online bookstore, etc., etc. And he sent me an email because he wanted to help. He said, listen, I can help you raise money with this product that I have. You don't have to pay me nothing. That was the email. He was like, I'm going to give you all that you need up front to get started.
Islam.
That's what he said to me. I remember the email. You think I forgot about that email? Because we didn't work off that email. Because I got so busy. But I always remember the email. Then the next thing you know, and I try to keep in some sort of contact, but I think 6 months later, or somewhere in that area, and I still got the email. And I always be like, because people send me emails, and you know how it go. But I researched, I went to the page, I seen the books, I seen the Nature, I said, yeah, I gotta call the brother back. And I think I sent something back, but it didn't materialize. The next thing I know, he was sitting in the temple, on the virtual temple. And he told the story about how he got into the virtual temple. He was sitting on the virtual temple, right? And his brand is Nature. He sit down with us, myself and Brother Akhenaten, and we came up with a plan to create our own brand for the temple. And Noble Temple's food was born, and the first product was Old Moorish Gourmet Hot Sauce. Honor to him and his lovely wife. Give his lovely wife a round of applause. And I say that to say this. That brother worked tirelessly. Not only on his own thing in the community, but also for the temple. He makes sacrifices where you would even think, like, bro, how you do all of this? He fits right in with the Noble Temple with these sacrifices. All of us make crazy sacrifices.
That's right.
Q Robs and they'll be on in his truck demonstrating. How you gonna demonstrate and drive? He driving a tractor trailer demonstrating.
That's right.
pulling over or something. Be pulled over. But the point that I'm making is this is a sacrifice type temple. We make a lot of sacrifices.
That's right. Sure.
The brother requested by the sister auxiliary to teach our brothers, or our sisters rather, on how to grow their own food. And came up with a series called From Seed to Shelf. The brother dedicated his time to the sisters auxiliary and gave a masterful lesson on how to take your seed, grow it, and bring it to the shelf. On a 2-hour shoot. Then we got my brother right here, S. McCallabay. As I told you, this brother here came through by the way of this brother here.
That's right. Yeah.
He called me, as he always do. Man, Sheiky, busy, I got somebody on the phone. You know what Q used to say to me? Man, Sheik, I can't explain it like you, but I got somebody on the phone. He always said that. He always said that. I can't explain it like you, Reggie, but I got somebody on the phone. That's how it happened, didn't it? And we started talking about more science. We started talking about the Bible. He was telling me his background in Jehovah's Witness. And man, we was building. And we created a 3-way brotherhood almost instantly. We even talked to his wife on the phone and we was going at it. Remember that conversation? Remember that one? Good goodness and gracious, we was rolling. But what happened is we instantly created the bonds of affection. Ain't that in our Quran?
That's right.
And even sometimes in the middle of the week, where she can busy, we gotta be on the phone. Where she, I want to ask you something. And we just build. We instantly created the bonds of affection. And I love the story to tell. How the brother say, I'm passing to Baltimore. Man, I'm gonna pull that picture up so y'all can see it. He was driving his truck and said, I'm passing through Baltimore. Let me get my nationality card. Y'all know sometimes I'm slow to move on them nationality cards, right? When we go to the truck stop, and me and him is at the truck stop with the nationality card and the Holy Quran like this. Islam. At the truck stop. That's how he got his nationality card. That's faithful brother. I'm going to spin all around it one more time as we wrap up because I want them to talk about their positions in one moment. But this brother here, Seals Bay, give it up for Seals Bay, fam. Seals Bay.
That's right.
Seals Bay. I'm gonna keep it up. Seals Bay make me feel safe. Seals Bay make me feel safe. Y'all know I talk a lot. Y'all know I challenge a lot. And my brother Seals Bay don't crack a smile. That's what I love about J Hood Bay too. Seals Bay don't crack a smile and say, Grand Sheik. It's all right, Grand Sheik. That's all he do. It's all right, Grand Sheik. Because when I challenges the misinformation online, people get aggressive. They don't want to disqualify the information. They want to get aggressive. And the only thing Seals Bay is saying, you all right, Grand Sheik? And I'm like, we all right, Grand Sheik. But let me talk about Seals Bay for 1 second. Seals Bay, from my understanding, from my taste buds, is a master chef. He's a master chef. I've been trying to duplicate that jackfruit demonstration for 2 years now, and all I got is mush. A master chef, a chef for the stars, a chef for a 5-star restaurant. Just the real deal, the big deal, the big time. He's the big time.
That's right.
All the shirts that you see most of us wearing, is a creation from his heart and from his mind. Noble Collections is our business manager's brand. And he got a bunch of, I'm gonna call them auxiliary. He got so many now and I'm confused. I'm like, he got the Daughters of Ruth and he got the, what's the one with Ruth on it?
Vine and fig tree.
The Vine and Fig Tree. He just keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And I ask that y'all support and support and support and support. All you gotta do is go to noblecollections.com. If you're on the internet right now watching and you watch Morris World TV, y'all keep asking me where I get the hats, where I get the shirts.
Right,
Go
right.
to noblecollections.com.
That's right. That's right.
You know how many people ask me that every show?
That's right.
So I'm telling you again, go to nobletemples.com. But even more than that, the sacrifice he made for the temple. Let me tell you about the sacrifice he made for the temple. And I'm going to wrap it with this so we can talk about these positions and wrap up. You know the sacrifice he makes for the temple? Y'all in Atlanta, you know the sacrifice he makes for the temple? He'll tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
That's right.
Grand Sheik, I ain't feeling this. Grand Sheik. See, I don't have no yes men around me. No yes women around me.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Grand Sheik, I don't feel that this is right. Grand Sheik, you could have been better on that.
No.
I don't care about that. But you could have been better on that.
It's not.
Me and you talked to Seals Bay many a time.
It's not. It's not.
And Seals Bay gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. He gonna give it to you raw.
That's right.
No, that's no, Grand Sheik. I'm feeling some type of way. That was our last conversation when we was talking about some things and you said, Grand Sheik, I'm feeling some type of way. And I tried to say, hold on, Sheik. He said, no, just let me talk. And then I'm done. Is that what you said, brother?
That's what he said.
He said, just let me talk.
Me too.
I say that to say that's what his sacrifices to the temple. I don't need nobody to agree with me all the time.
That's right. That's right.
I need somebody to tell me when I'm slipping. Tell me when I fell short. Tell me that I need to tighten up. And that's what he brings to this movement. And I love you for that.
That's right.
I'll be mad. I ain't gonna tell me the truth like that. I ain't gonna tell me the truth like that. I'm used to arguing my way up out of truth. Or the truth when they talk on the internet, which is ultimately a lie. I'm used to, man, I'm gonna dance around and shoot it in a jump shot like a wild person. And they're gonna be all next. But when somebody tell you the ultimate truth about you need to tighten up, about you fell short, you can't do nothing but say, Islam. Islam. And I honor you for that, brother, for bringing you in the realness, because we will never build nothing with a bunch of fake people. Islam, round of applause to my brother. So last but not least, I got two things I got to do when we out of here. Last but not least, this is our National Secretary of the Morris Science Temple of America, Sister Robin Ezel, and I would like you, in brief, if you can, where do you plan and what do you plan? Would you like to, you want to bring something up? Where do you plan and what do you plan to do in the future as a contribution in your position as the National Secretary of the Morris Science Temple of America? That's on the spot.
I had a presentation, but for time's sake, basically my last year we talked about more accountability. We created some ways that we can be more accountable. This year my goal is to create better communication between us all, so we'll all be on the same page between the the ritual temples, multiple temples, and the temple, registration, etc. So I've come up with a couple of things that I guess I'll brief everyone on. Islam. Like I said, I had a presentation, but again, it's one. This is more house cleaning too. So one, before I forget, before anybody leaves, just make sure to sign the sheet for today. So we'll have you on file for being present. Two, I will be creating a new registration form for the year. Every year, I believe we should do a new registration form for everyone, just so that we have updated phone numbers, addresses, emails, etc. For everyone. And the real big thing is we talked about our communication as far as our group communication for announcements. And Grand Sheik and I talked about it, make it real sweet, simple. We'll be creating we have a WhatsApp group right now that's created right now. Myself, Sister T. Liel, and Grand Sheik are in it now, so I'll be adding people as we go on, and that will be our group chat for announcements. So if everybody wants to participate in the Facebook chat, or I should say the WhatsApp is for announcements, for meeting announcements, for updates, what have you. But if one wants to continue into the chat in Facebook, we're just sharing, sharing and building, Islam. But the WhatsApp will be strictly for announcements and meeting links, etc. Islam. Also wanted to add that we do have a text messaging system set up. I don't know who's all subscribed to that, but you get your messages for the meetings via text. So if anyone has not been able to subscribe to that, because it's easy for me, it comes right through my phone, boom, I click the link and then I write into the meeting, versus having to go to Facebook or what have you. But it's just another form of communication so everybody can make sure everybody gets the link. Grand Sheik and myself, we might be busy trying to get ready to get into the meeting. Assistant Grand Sheik Akanadi, whoever, they might be busy trying to get into the meeting, and it just making that easier for everybody to get that easy access to the meeting links for Zoom. Islam. So if you need that information, come see me for it, or I can just, when I get everybody to the WhatsApp, I can share that also again so everybody can have it. And trying to make sure I have anything. Also, I've been experimenting and looking and researching into a newsletter. We have, different things that are going on, uplifting acts that are going on in temples. That should be recorded. We should all kind of be in the same group about what's going on with each other. That way we can be of assistance, or we can just know what's going on in the amongst ourselves within the different temples. So the newsletter is just going to be simple, nothing too extravagant. Basically, Grand Sheik's address, Assistant Grand Sheik's address for the month, and anything that's going on with uplifting acts. So that's another thing I'll be working on, just to keep everybody in the loop and keep communication amongst each other. So we all want to hand something other the next, and we all know what's going on. Islam. I think I'm trying to go through my slides in my head, but that's it there. As far as the secretary, basically my main goal is just to do better with communication for myself and for us all. And there goes this Islam. So we do have an assistance auxiliary established. We were very active before COVID, as far as we're more virtual, but we were very active, had a lot of ideas. We do have a mission statement. I can share that information with any sisters that are interested. And we're uplifting and educating sisters. My focus this year is going to be more going into the community. I brought the Seed to Shelf kind of more into the community, where I started with Lead School, teaching the children how to grow their own garden. So I want to expand that. So any sisters that have talents or just however they want to express themselves for uplifting humanity. All for it. Welcome to join. And I'm just trying to think, remember, make sure I don't forget anything. I would be the president of the Sisters Auxiliary, Pearl Drug Sisters Auxiliary. Sister Almatina Bay, which couldn't be here today. She is our secretary. So we'll be reaching, or reach out to me via WhatsApp when we get that established. And just let me know if you're interested, and we'll set up our first meeting. Islam.
So Quincy Robinson, Islam. Give a round of applause for our National Secretary. Quincy Robinson is the Assistant Grand Sheik of the Virtual Moorish Science Temple of America, which is very important. The Virtual Moorish Science Temple of America is that space that bring a lot of us here. And so, real briefly, Quincy Robinson, what can we do better so we can push the Virtual Moorish Science Temple of America accessibility through the virtual temple component to the next level?
Islam. Can't do nothing, it's invisible.
You can't do nothing, it's invisible.
Islam. Me, when I first started, I invited mostly everybody I know, most of my friends and family in the virtual temples. I don't know if you remember, brother, I need to invite a lot of people. And so I did that. So me and Macalla Bay was along with the Grand Sheik, I don't know if you remember, was speaking about virtual flyers where when you're close by, you can actually hit people's phone. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we'll be careful who around us, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's something we can do as far as virtual temples. But me personally, I'm just gonna hit the grounds, you know what I'm saying? That's the old way, you know what I mean? Just hit the ground, That's so that'll be my next move. But I wanted to say something about the noble temples, you know what I'm saying? The Moorish Science Temple of America, was different from us compared to other groups, you know what I'm saying? And how the Grand Sheik T. Johnson Bay and Assistant Grand Sheik Akhenaten Salam Bay, how they treat the temple and the members, you know what I'm saying? Me going into temple before, there's no member service or customer service. You know what I'm saying? They don't make sure you get it. When you got people coming into the temple, you want to cater to, what to their understanding. You know what I'm saying? So, you guys, when y'all teach out of the Quran, you teach exactly what the prophet got in there. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of, people, they teach other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And like I was speaking to the Grand Sheik before, a lot of our people come from a Christian background, and the prophet spoke, you know what I'm saying, about Jesus, a lot in the Moorish Quran. So he did that, on purpose. So you do, help us, make us understand, and you make us a connection to the Bible, you know what I'm saying, and to the Quran of Mecca. So we can understand the prophet and the prophet movement. So it's not I had a good time. Thanks for everybody that had a hand in organizing, you know what I'm saying, for the Harris Bay, Seals Bay, Grand Sheik, Sister Grand Sheik, Sister Robin, everybody that came, thank you for coming. It was my first time to Chicago, and we'll be back. We'll be back. That's love.
And so I'm going to pass it to my brother Raziel. He's our treasurer, and he will be acting in the capacity of our assistant business manager. We're about to get this thing jump started and moving. And so I want to ask you in brief,
What do you see that we must do to move forward expeditiously, and what will you be contributing?
Islam. I rise and give praise to Allah, the great God of the universe. I give honors to our prophet, Noble Drew Ali, and I give honors to everything that's been honored before me. Let me start with, I think it was 1995, Amen March. I think that's right here. At one point in the program, the speaker asked everybody to reach in their pocket
And pull out a dollar.
and pull out a dollar bill.
Yes.
And when they held it up, my mind started clicking. Okay, so at that point, I went home and started our book selling business, and I also started an investment club. I founded an investment club, and we're just now closing it down this year. Okay, and so that'd be 25 years in November.
25 years.
And so I had to gain, well, actually, all I did, I drew up a flyer and started going to events, giving out my flyers. And then I also, the libraries, I put, wherever there's a poster, I put up invitation to come to our first meeting. And so we ended up starting out with 22 people. And most of them left after 10 years, but we had about 8 people that carried the rest of the club. And what went on also, everybody didn't pull out their money when they left the club. They left their money in. So they trusted me to take care of their money. So right here, I want to gain your trust. Right here, these used to cost a penny when I grew up. And I tell you right now today, there'll be no money spent, not even a penny, that hasn't been authorized by our Grand Sheik, our Assistant Grand Sheik. So I want you to trust me. And when people tell you to trust them, you get suspicious. But I'm gonna prove it to you. So what I would like to see with the temple that will really help it grow is that we, instead of investing in all these securities, different companies, we invest in the noble temples. We have to invest in ourselves. And once you invest, if you keep investing, keep the money flowing, it eventually doubles. There's no doubt about it. It'll double. So what I want to do is, since I'm certified to seal containers, is to bring more products to the temple as we grow. So your part is to invest in the products, because once you invest in the product, you're investing in the temple. You're investing in my company so that I can continue to grow. So I can continue to make and produce products. We're a licensed commercial cannery in Columbus, Ohio. And I think, I'm still checking, but we may be making history in Columbus, because I don't think there's any other Asiatic company in the state of Ohio that's doing what we're doing. So my aim is to cause the money to grow. Cause the money to grow so the temple can grow. Okay? So I'm not going to take it any further than that. Islam, I yield the floor.
Y'all hear all this talent? Let me give it to my brother Esma Calabay. He is, not yet. He is the Grand Sheik of the virtual Morrison. Let me make sure he, oh man, he did not my thing. He is the great, let me make sure my battery charged, because y'all gonna lose us in a minute.
I just checked it.
There, it's on now. Let me make sure it's on, so y'all don't lose us. Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on. Okay.
I didn't want to lose y'all. We almost done. So Esma Calabay, he is the Grand Sheik of the Virtual Moorish Science Temple of America. And it's an honor to have you as the Grand Sheik. Have you as the Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Because many people had the idea that I was going to create the Moorish Science Temple of America virtual temple, and I was going to stay there and keep people in virtual reality and take their dues and then go get a Cadillac. That's what they thought I was. No, that's what they thought I was going to do. That I was going to put people in virtual reality, and they were going to get some dues to me, and I'm going to be whipping and dipping in the cat. Now they get Bentleys now. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so it's an honor, brother. So what would you say that you would be doing to make sure that we advance the virtual component, which has been very instrumental into pushing what we're doing here today to the next level?
Islam. Excuse me. First and foremost, I rise and praise the great God of Allah, give homage to his prophet, Noble Ali, angel of Allah, and to the forerunner Marcus Messiah Garvey and all of us mentioned beforehand. Islam. When I look at the Moorish Science Temple virtual component, Moorish Science Temple of America virtual component, because it's a virtual component and utilizes the internet, I think that the best way to help that to grow is to utilize the internet to send out invitations to be a part of our meetings.
That's right.
You see, so I think we're going to discuss and consider how we can push invitations utilizing Messenger and other social media platforms. You see, to reach our people. And as Assistant Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple virtual platform, Quincy Robinson brought out, he was going to be, doing it the old-fashioned way, working on the ground. We're going to also be doing it the modern way, utilizing, digital media. I think that'll be a method that we can utilize to reach out, to put it out there to our people, so that we can help to uplift humanity. We're thankful that Allah sent a prophet like Noble Drew Ali. And when we look at the prophet, we look at what he did during his time. He utilized the modern techniques of communication that they had then.
That's right.
He had a printing press.
That's right.
You see, and that was the most advanced method of
Come
communication.
on, man.
That's right.
So we want to use the most advanced method of communication that we have at our disposal to reach our people. We see that since the events with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, that there's our people are utilizing social media. They're looking to alternative news sources. We got people out there like Philip Scott in Houston. You've got Vicki Dillard, and she's a part of his network. And we got a lot of others. And what we got to do is they're all out there in the virtual world.
Is that Vicki Dillard on the internet?
Islam.
Is that Vicki Dillard on the internet? Everybody give Vicki Dillard a round of applause, man. Give Vicki Dillard a round of applause. Is that Vicki Dillard out of Atlanta? Is that Vicki Dillard with boys?
Yeah, Islam.
No, I'm just saying, we got to give her a round of applause because people be covered a lot of information that Moorish World TV be like, man, I wish I could cover that. You know what I'm saying? So Islam.
That's right. And we see, just as our Grand Sheik, he's gotten a vehicle so that he can participate in being a part of the media, being the media. You see, because our people need their own media. You see, because when we see the media that exists today, it's not there for our benefit. Every time they do a story on us, it's always the wrong frequency. It's always a negative frequency. You see, so we need those positive stories out there. We also need to cover things that are concerning our people as far as what's being done to them detrimentally to our people. But we need a couple of those positive stories too. We need that to go out. But we want to start utilizing the internet, the different social platforms to push
the Moorish Science Temple, the Moorish Science Temple of America, affectionately known as the Noble Temples, you see, in the virtual world, you see. So that's what we look to do in the coming year.
Islam, a round of applause. Islam. And last but not least, so last but not least is our brother that I just mentioned earlier, brother, our brother Seals Bay, who's our national business manager. Round of applause for our business manager, Seals Bay. And I will yield the floor. Say Islam. No. And so I'm gonna yield the floor to him so he can give us some ideas of where he be moving in the future, and then we'll be wrapping up. Islam.
Islam. I rise and give all praise to the great God of universal law. I give honors to his noble and illustrious prophet, and I give honors to the forerunner of the prophet, and everything is being given honors before me. We are the Moorish Science Temple of America. We are properly filed as the Moorish Science Temple of America. And so, just as the prophet, as we were demonstrating today in front of Indiana Avenue, they had businesses. The prophet had businesses. They were in the business of uplifting fallen humanity, but also, our problems are also economic. And so, being that we're properly filed as the Moorish Science Temple of America, it is my duty and my honor to work with our Sheikh Marzouk Razinel, that we're going to move forward as a business, as the Moorish Science Temple of America, and be instrumental in the communities. And to do that, we have to handle our business properly, not only for the people, but also for our members. So that means you all reap the benefits as well as being the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The way we set up the emergency fund, the way we set up certain documents that you will receive towards the end of the year to show your dedication and your hard work for paying dues and being accountable. You'll get to see that in real time every single year. That's right. And so these are the things that we're going to implement. It's going to be set up to where every temple will be set up the same way. You'll have the same format, the same thing. So you can't go to another temple and say, man, they passed the collection plate around at this temple. This is not what we do in the noble temples, So that's one of my initiatives is to bring that to the table. Also, getting into business. Like I said, I'm going to be working very closely with the Sheikh, and we're going to come up with more ideas to generate funds for the temple. Again, it is not taboo to talk about money, although it is taboo. But we have to operate in business, in the thought of business. All right. But as long as our heart's in the right place, we'll be moving in the right direction. For me personally, I want to continue moving forward with fashion. So my idea is to make this Moorish science mainstream, make our imagery mainstream, make everything about Moorish science and what the prophet has given us mainstream. And it's very important for our children coming up, and even the adults. If we could run around with a Medusa head on our chest to represent Versace, why can't we run around with a Daughters of Ruth on our shirt to represent our Moabites? Why can't we walk around with a double humpback camel that represents our endurance, which is a symbol that the prophet gave to us? So our symbols, our iconography, to make it mainstream and make it cool for people to want to be themselves is one of my goals personally, which is also in line with the temple, because I had to learn it was cool to be myself from the prophet. The prophet taught me that it was cool to be myself. Islam.
And that's another thing I like about Seals Bay, right? I used to be a tennis shoe guy. I used to be such a tennis shoe guy. I got it from my mama. My mama, she got pink Timberlands and everything. She matched them. See the old school people, they match them everything. Yellow Timbs. Let's go with my yellow sweatsuit. All right, Mom, we ain't doing this. But I used to have tennis shoes stacked to the ceiling. And I used to work at a tennis shoe store. And so when I see Seals Bay rocking his Moorish and with his fresh tennis shoe, I'll be like, man,
I'm at the right place. Because I want to teach people that it's okay to be yourself and still be your experience. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be your higher self and still be your experience. Like when I first seen Akhenaten walk up there with the shoes with the mumps on, I said, good goodness gracious. He was stopped. I said, good goodness gracious. Man, I'm trying to tell you, we got the sharpest group of boys on the face of earth. I'm trying to tell you. But with that being said, I want to just thank each and every one of you. Let's give them a round of applause real quick. And I want to make 2 announcements real quick. I mentioned that the Prophet Noble Ali people have seen how this organization is supposed to look. And you have the Grand Sheik and the chairman. I'm the Grand Sheik and the chairman. This is the assistant Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You don't get to talk yet. Now you done, you talk now. Now, endurance. But this is the assistant Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. So just bear with me and let me have the assistant Grand Sheik share a few words of what his intentions to help move us forward into the next cycle, into the next convention. Islam?
Islam. All has been said. I'm excited about everyone's objective, and with that being said, I'm here to help y'all fulfill those things that you want to have happen. I'm the assistant Grand Sheik, right?
That's right.
And so it is to help our Grand Sheik so he could continue to do things that he shouldn't really have to do. It really bothers me that he has to wear so many hats, and he could be more effective doing exactly what he does best to help this movement go faster. So some things I have no control over, but you know, what we have control over, what I hope to gain to do to help everyone here do effectively what they can do and not have the Grand Sheik be involved. The next thing is helping to do what a Grand Sheik, especially from a national perspective, is to do is to get some more temples online. I'm not supposed to be at Atlanta Noble Temple 33 as a Grand Sheik, right?
Absolutely.
And y'all know what I've been working on. And I've been working to get, you know, again, affectionately, you know, Grand Sheik said something about Judge Bay. He said, yeah, you know, I feel something about her. You know what I mean? And we had this thing in the temple. I say, yeah, I want her to be the Grand Sheikess. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep working on it. As I said, I'm having women in leadership position. What are we doing?
Nothing.
You can't say we following the prophet. He had grand governesses, grand sheikesses. Where you at? And I'm asking for every woman that is in here, or those who hear this later, that's a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, help get these women in here. Men cannot do it. I got enough men coming to me, don't you?
Yes, sir.
We need the women to come in. Praise Allah for you all, whoever responded to the call of hearing the Grand Sheik or me or somebody else. But sometimes somebody said, I hear an assistant Grand Sheik and they come.
Absolutely.
And they feel him. So one of the things that I love about the Grand Sheik that sets the example is he doesn't always get up. He does what he's supposed to do, but he entrusts you all to get up and take leadership. And I follow his lead. I know y'all joke with me and everything about being a Sagittarius and I'm so tough. But the idea is, I ask y'all to get up and honor you. Y'all get up and do it after a little encouragement. That's what we're supposed to do, encourage you. None of my children at that age get anywhere if we don't encourage you to do it. And whether you don't think you don't know it, you will know it, because if you keep doing it over again, our prophet tells us in Act 4 that we practice, right? Practice is an act that you do over and over again until you get it right. And that's my goal, isn't it? Y'all came up, you didn't feel comfortable, did you? Somebody look at you, look at you. And some of you know where I'm going. I'll keep my eyes looking over here a little bit. But my goal is to have women. And I hope a woman get up here and be saying this next convention instead of me. Absolutely. That's what I hope. That you have enough faith in yourself. And let me tell you something, I can talk a little bit about it because I grew up with 3 sisters in the house. Anybody do that? You got 3 sisters? 2? Try coming up with 3 sisters, and then you got cousins and so forth with sisters. You kind of get to know them, don't you? You kind of get to know how they act, don't you? But what's going to happen is it's going to take sisters to inspire other sisters. Not us. That's why we too male heavy right now.
That's right. Absolutely, brother.
And we're not supposed to be that way. So you go in any other Moorish Science temple, and everybody been to other Moorish Science temple, and that's all you see is men. And they're scared to put a woman up in front. Right?
Talk, brother. Yes, sir.
And that's why you don't see them. But it's the first time I ever heard, and really, Grand Chief, you opened my eyes up to it. He's the first one who had the courage to say, yeah, there could be a Supreme Grand Sheikess.
Absolutely.
There could be a National Grand Sheikess.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Our prophet brought us back to a state of mind, our own state of mind. Islam. So that's important to me. You know, one of the things that the Grand Sheik always remind me about when you find that the prophet told us how to find a wife, didn't he?
Absolutely.
They need what? Sensibility of heart. That's the first one he said. Man, when I looked up sensibility, I thought I knew what sensibility was. But y'all look it up. You know what it tells you? That they can handle extreme
Talk about it.
emotional situations.
That's right.
And know how to handle it and shift and change it. Look it up for yourself. Sensibility. So when the prophet got that in there, that's important. That's the first thing. Then the next thing says softness of manners.
Softness of manners.
Hey, do it sound like I know what the prophet been saying? I'm memorizing this because that's what I'm looking for.
I was making mistakes until I, what it say?
What it say?
The softness of manners.
Softness of manners. And I love it when I see some of y'all sisters, y'all know when I'm a certain way and y'all still come with the softness of manners. And then the other one says accomplished mind. We don't need no sisters that don't have no accomplishment or they, you know, like they're not doing anything, that they don't have no skills. You got the skills to work for this European. You have the skills. All you got to do is now how to turn them in and use them for us to build a nation. As the prophet said, we need strong men and women, not what? Weak men and women. And we notice those who held their estate, whether what? Their will was ever strong. And we're supposed to be our divine origin in chapter 45 is to be the angels. Islam. So that's my goal, and I'm asking any of you to help me with that. Is that a good goal for the Moorish Science Temple of America? So let's envision women outnumber men in here.
Absolutely.
The next chapter, if you look at how the prophet did it, I'm hurrying on. If you look at the second chapter, second chapter said, I know you're laughing at me, guys. Second chapter is education of Mary and Elizabeth. It didn't say education of John and Jesus. The focus is on women.
Absolutely.
To be in the sacred grove. This is the prophet's way, or he wouldn't have made it that way. So that's important. And my last thing is, everybody knows, well, two things. Pardon me, I'm more parched. And could some people bring some water up for them? I heard some say they didn't have, that they're parched themselves.
We almost, they gonna be all right. We just enjoying in Quincy. Quincy ain't parched.
Now, just bring some water, please. Just some water. Oh, no more water? Okay. Just whoever announced it said they needed it. All right, but I won't be long. There's two things I want to cover. L. Wimborne Bay, continue standing, please. I want y'all to give him a hand for the work that he's been doing, helping promote TAPA. That brother there, and y'all know it in Temple 33, he works tirelessly. He's like another me, and quiet as is kept. His other name is Akhenaten, but I told him he's the only Akhenaten too. But this brother come in, he wanted to learn about the Moorish Science Temple. He felt like he should be, and I can't remember now, but yes I do, because he would come in, they would be in before us, before we set up. And he's working with a holistic, African Holistic Healers Health Association. They deal with acupuncture from our good brothers that were in the penitentiary. That's still in there today. The Shakur brothers. Y'all know about the ones you know about, Tupac Shakur. But he adopted that name from the Shakur family. And Matula Shakur, who's still in prison today, was one of those members that promoted acupuncture and a whole lot of other sciences, but mainly acupuncture, helping people get off drugs. And the system didn't like that. The Black Panthers were doing that. And but he was doing that, and he saw us come in because we had turbans and fez coming in. He said, "Uh-oh, these look like these Moorish Americans." And ever since then, we had a private conversation, and ever since then, he's been coming every single time. If he doesn't come, he's out there doing the work, helping Imam Jamil Al-Amin and other political prisoners. I have to catch up with him when he's going out to these venues. But I'll be there with you when I can, don't I, Mo? So, but I love his spirit like that. And he knows I'm with him. And when I can, I bring my children, right? We get out there and do the work, don't we? So he's instrumental. And every time he goes out, he never forgets what he represents as the chairperson. Am I saying it right? Coordinator of Atlanta, of IJAN, the Imam Jamil Action Network. But wherever he goes, it's two things that he says he represents. and that's the Moorish Science Temple of America, and our political auxiliary, TAPA, the Alliance for Political Accountability. He went up there in Fannie Willis' office, spoke strongly and said what he represented, and always he includes the Moorish Science Temple of America and our political auxiliary, TAPA, the Alliance for Political Accountability. Right now, we're working on getting him a Fez. But he found his little taboo shit that he had a while back, and he always wanted to represent. And now you got one. We got to make sure we get him a Fez. Our Fez. Islam, because he will represent. So I'm expecting TAPA to do a lot of good things, as Grand Sheik said. Honors to Kamati Bey, and honors to all of you at Temple 33 who go out and support me. Brother Ra out there on doing and took time off to be representing the Moorish Science Temple of America. People were impressed, even though we had 3 Fezes out there. They were impressed because they always now see a Fez or a turban. Islam. And my last thing, everybody know how I am about health. Everybody. And we got to bump it up, family. We got to. I am so proud. This is the only Grand Sheik that I know that supported this effort. And I got to give it up to him. He didn't even know nothing. One thing I didn't know, he's studying me. I checked it out and said, what are you doing? What? Now you know drinking kombucha, he going to vegan places, telling me about jackfruit and places he done went to. I say, where you going at? I've been watching you. But what's most important, he promotes it not in a negative way, like he said he saw me. You know, I don't browbeat nobody about what you do. Absolutely. Y'all know that, right? I'll sit down there, eat with y'all. You might be across from me and you eat some chicken or something, right? I'm still with you, right? Because y'all my people. So I honor him because I used to have that problem with other Grand Sheiks, so-called Supreme Grand Sheiks. And they looking, you know. But our people, meanwhile, are having problems with high blood pressure, diabetes, and the list go on. Islam. So I honor him for allowing me that leverage to speak without no criticism, and then he goes and promotes it to help people on his radio, on Moorish World TV. He's inspired other people to start drinking kombucha.
It was kombucha
and they were criticizing him for talking about kombucha.
And he gave me my first kombucha. So if you on Moorish World TV 7 right now, he gave me my first kombucha, and that's what happened.
That's what So I say this because everybody has, the narrative is to have you intimidated and fearful about COVID. But more people have died since the COVID from heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes. You go look at the record. So we got to do something about that. We got to do more what the prophet said in Acts 7. Keep your bodies clean with water. We need to cleanse ourselves. Do some fasting too. I'll teach you how to do it. And clean with some good water. Islam. So we started something to compliment. I think it was Harris and Chica's Robbins came up with, what was the Red Crescent?
Oh yeah.
First responders, Red Crescent and Star. We need emergency responders, our own. And so we don't have anybody really to fill it, but somebody's going to come and fill it. I got one brother that come to the temple. Y'all know him. He always on. He's a brother from Bradswell, and he connected me a long time ago. He always come to the temple. You might remember him. He's an emergency responder, Andre Williams. Remember him? Anyhow, he's an emergency responder. He may come on, but we have to have those positions so people can come in and just fill them. We make those positions, somebody gonna fill them. Because they know it's there. And then they can identify with it. And then the augment to that is the Ashe, more science, alchemy ministry. And this is just a conglomeration of people who have the diverse modalities to be able to handle any situation that we are dealing with. And some of the things I've shared with you, the technology that I've been sharing, AO scan, right? Herbs. We got now Brother Winborn sharing about acupuncture, and the list goes on. I'll take another time when we'll share that. I had a PowerPoint presentation, but we'll do it another time, and just to share with you the different technologies. And one of the things, our primary thing, because Grand Sheik wanted me to speak on what health is to the body. Remember, this is in chapter 38, that 11, right? The soul, what health is to the body, honesty is to the soul. A lot of us are not being honest with ourselves. And so it's a deep emotional thing, which takes it back to sensibility of heart. I'm encouraging y'all, write that word down. Look at sensibility of heart. That we have to deal with some of the emotional trauma that we've been experiencing. And I'm not leaving myself out. Post-traumatic slavery disorder or trauma, whichever you want to say, is still in effect. The times that we were stripped from our parents, our mothers and fathers, we know that happened, right? Islam? But then the trauma that we experience in every single day, you know, in our own neighborhoods. And then we perpetuate the emotion. The real issue is we perpetuate the same emotional negative energy against our own selves. This is why the prophet said we need to learn to love instead of hate, which means we've been hating too much. And a lot of that begins first with those emotional things that we have buried, those feelings buried from trauma that we experienced in other relationships, going all the way back to the relationship with your mama and your father. Those deep emotional things that are buried in yourselves. And they release themselves, y'all. They are buried alive. And they just waiting to come out. And there's methodologies that I share that we can use to help in that process. And some people have witnessed that using technology that Albert Einstein, who learned from the Moors, that frequency is the future of medicine. Everything is frequency, and that takes you back to chapter I, vibrations. So the spirit, then the soul, manifestation is all about vibration. So that's my vision, to see that happen and to help encourage and inspire each and every one of us to be holistically well. Wellness should be our theme all the way up until our next convention, and we have some things to really share. Islam?
And one more thing. And one more thing. On to our assistant Grand Sheik of the Board Side Temple of America, Brother Akhenaten Salam Bey. So I want Akhenaten to come in real quick, brother. I appreciate you. And I want to say this, and we're going to close right here in about two. It's real fast. No, it really is. It really is. It's really fast. So I cannot, you know what we've been working on? We've been working on to build this organization. And we are at the crossroad now that you are the Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Assistant Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I am the Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. We have our grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and it's only right that we have set our Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and this is who you are witnessing today. Our Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Give them a big round of applause for our Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm going to give you an example of how the Supreme Grand Council works. You can be seated. Somebody reached out to me, honor to the brother today that reached out to me. He wanted to vend at our event. And he reached out to me a few days ago yesterday. And I said, well, you have to talk to the business manager. I said, I can't just say yes. So what the Supreme Grand Council does, it gives us the ability to have the checks and balances throughout the nation without a dictatorship of me saying yay or nay. We demonstrated the dictatorship. We demonstrated portions of the Supreme Grand Council today. You know what I'm saying? And it removes one person to be in charge of things. You see what I'm saying? I can make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but the Supreme Grand Council decides whether if it's law according to the prophet. You understand? So that means there is no dictatorship. There is no Tahaka Bay. Only on Moorish World TV, but not in the Moorish Science Temple of America. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't make the decisions as a dictatorship. The Supreme Grand Council, they find that in the jurisprudence of Prophet Noble Ali to make it official. So one more time, a round of applause to the Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You can be seated. I know your feet hurt. And I'll be giving you all your orders and your prescriptions moving forward. It's now. One more thing. I cannot go away. All right. That's right. One more thing. Sister Robin, you got to come back up one more time. And my mother, I invite you to come up too. So, as I said earlier, Sister Robin really put up with a lot. Even to the last moment of putting this organization together a few minutes ago, a few hours ago, earlier today. It's always a struggle to maintain children, the organization, as well as our understanding of the prophet's teachings. Aline is proving my point right now. And we appreciate you. Not just me, but we appreciate you. To my mother, I love you. My mother has always been my ride or die. When I see my mother, my sister, I choose Robin because I see my mother and my sister. They drive me crazy. But guess what? They always made sure that if I wanted to be a fool, I would learn from being a fool. But if you want to move in the right direction, I got your back. That was my mother and my sister. And that's what I see in Sister Rob. I seen my mother and my sister in Sister Rob. You follow what I'm saying? And so my mother, I met my mother. Latebe talked to, my mother talked to Latebe. I was all in. My mother. But the whole point that I'm making is to have my mother here this day on this 94th annual convention, to see me come from college years ago, to laying in the house when they kicked in the door, waving the 4-4, trying to take me to college. My mother was there. My mother was there when they hit the door. It was the college dorm door, family. Don't get it twisted. She was there. And to see that, to this, not me, you, reflecting the prophet. Man, this is amazing to me. And so I just want to thank my mother. Yes. I love you too. I just want to thank my mother for having the endurance. Who got on the Campbell shirt? For having the endurance. When we say Muslim, we don't say Muslim for some cultural, traditional overtones. We say Muslim because of the principles in which you express. And Mom, you endured. You endured. You endured. And we honoring you and Sister Robin with some Moses for endurance. Islam. 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 So I want to thank all of y'all for giving not only yourself. I want to thank all of y'all for not only giving me an amazing experience. Can I finish? Let me finish. I want to thank not only for giving me an amazing experience, but giving yourself an amazing experience and giving my family the most memorable moment that I've ever witnessed. And I thank each and every one of you. Islam? Islam. With that being said,
Do you love me?
Yeah, you pick me up.
What you gonna say?
I love you.
so with that being said, I would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and I love you more and more and more and more. Islam?
To you, and I thank you all. I appreciate it. This is the greatest experience I've ever experienced. Islam to you. Oh, Islam family. I love you all. You're my family, and I'm here for all of you. And truly, I love you all.
So we're gonna bring Brother J Hood back. We're gonna bring Brother J Hood back up to close us out for the 94th annual convention. Islam J Hood Day. Islam.
Come on, let J Hood Day take us out. You might don't need that. You close us out. You close us out.
Yes,
So it's finally with closure. One more thing.
You do that. Islam, Islam, Islam. Let's everybody stand as we recite the 25th chapter of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. We're gonna turn to it just to confirm. Okay. Hold on, Grand Sheik. Assistant Grand Sheik. I gotta get it right. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 25, a holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. Islam.
Islam.
Hands over your heart. Ye are the children of one Father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother has given ye suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy Father's house. And when ye separate into the world, remember the relations that bindeth us to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thine own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam, Islam, Islam. Before we go, like it's our custom and culture in Atlanta Temple 33 to do our love treatment. So I want everybody to hold yourself as if you really love yourself. And repeat after me.
Hold yourself like you love.
Hold yourself. Aline, can we get Aline? Okay, we're going to hold ourselves for Aline.
And he'll follow.
I love myself so much that I can love you so much that you can love you so much so that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much that you can love you so much so that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much that you can love you so much so that you can start loving me. Islam is cyclical, y'all. Islam, Islam. All right, we're gonna end with the, pardon me. Oh, excuse me. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Didn't tell me to bring my glasses. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nations of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know of their higher self and their lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for the teaching and instructing of all Moorish Americans, etc. Islam, Islam. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Know yourself and your Father God, Allah, that you may learn to love instead of hate. Every man needs to worship under his own vine and fig tree. This is the uniting of Asia. Islam, Islam. Everybody standing. We're going to face the east, which represents symbolically going within.
That's right.
And we're going to stand upon our 45 as demonstrated by the prophet, with 5 on the left, 2 on the right. And for all those who do not wish to recite the Moorish American prayer, we ask that you stand in silent benediction. Islam?
Islam.
I ask that you repeat after me. Allah.
Allah.
The Father of the universe.
The Father of the universe.
The Father of love.
The Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Through Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
Islam. 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 Grand Sheikh. Islam, sister Grand Sheik. Islam.
That's right. Calm down, bro. So peace, family. How y'all doing? I'm glad I was able to let y'all into our meeting tonight. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. How long we been in here? 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. Islam Al Matina Bay, almost 3 hours. But we wanted to bring y'all into the closing of this meeting. Man, this is a beautiful moment. I hope you're on Facebook so you can see some of the pictures. You know, I had the camera turned the opposite way so it doesn't give justice. Had a lot of beautiful experiences here. I mean, just serious, family, just serious experiences. Anybody that wish to join the Noble Temples, you know what I mean, you're welcome to join. Just email us at joinnobletemples@gmail.com. Man, we just putting in work, you know. I want to give a shout out to my brother and my friend M. Nugent. I want to give a shout out to my brother and my friend Sean, my sister May Moona, Cryptonomics, and all of the if I forgot you, all of MJ Gibbons.
It's my family. I just want to say quickly, besides signing out, the pictures on the tables, they're for the members to take. If there's not enough, let me know because I have some upstairs.
So
Brotherhood L got his. Yeah, that's true. Brotherhood L got dibs on the profit on the vending table.
So if people don't understand, press one if you can hear me. So if people don't understand what's going on is this is the resurgence. Let me get over here. So listen, why they falling out? So y'all see that right there? It's on. No. We talking to the people. So if you don't know what this is the resurgence of
Don't forget your calendars
Morris Science Temple of America.
On the tables, there's some calendars.
And what that means is that the Morris Science Temple of America, as taught by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has been given a disservice by those who claim to represent the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And so we have come together adaptly to put the movement on the ground for the people, for those who desire for better communities for themselves, for those who desire to assist those who have been wrongly imprisoned, for those who desire to learn the better ways to live in this crazy society. It is what it is. And we just putting in the work. And so, hey, when I say I'm the people's Grand Sheik, man, I just be saying like, listen, I'm rocking with you all. We're going to rock it on out, you know. But this is our organization. Thanks. I want to thank all of those who make contributions, especially the Moorish World TV, you know, because, again, I do a lot of work. And a lot of work that I need to be doing on the ground is kind of compensated when somebody hit the $5 cash app or somebody hit the $5, what is that, the dollar sign, whatever. I mean, but yeah, I just wanted to check in with y'all. We've had a beautiful, beautiful experience. I was able to bring my mother, and other people was able to bring their family, and man, this is a beautiful experience. If you're on Facebook, on my page, I'm gonna be posting a lot of pictures. Brother Toonie Deek Manning Bay, I'll be reaching out to you on the other side so we can get busy in Arizona with our sister Almatina Bay. And man, it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I just salute y'all for supporting. And I'll be back on Moorish World TV probably on Thursday for sure. Yeah. Tomorrow we sitting down. What time? before noon. Like 11.
I gotta check out. I think I check out at 11.
Where you going? You ain't going nowhere.
No, cause she want to go to the mall.
Yeah. But look, I'm gonna talk to you a second. But Islam family. Peace, Chad Ra, Al Bay. Peace. So family, I gotta wrap up, get some stuff together. But the Grand Sheik invite you, family. Y'all see all these beautiful sights. Look at the beautiful pictures. You know what I mean? Share it a little bit. Let the people know that we are here. Islam? Islam.